Hello dear World of Warcraft friends, welcome back to a new video on my channel. At this point I want to show you how easily you can actually get item level 298 loot with randoms from Mythic Rotmoor. If you're thinking, oh my god Mythic, I'm not brave enough to go in there, don't worry, the boss is actually pretty easy. We'll go through this together and I'll tell you what you need to bring in order to at least defeat him. If you enjoy my videos, I would really appreciate it if you leave a like and subscribe if you want to support me. Every little bit helps, and with that, let's get started with this fight. Usually he's done with 2 tanks, 4 healers, and 14 DPS, and there are 2 important things to keep in mind on Mythic. First, we have a new ad. That's the big one back there. It needs to be interrupted, and you have 2 types of ads, sparklings and mushroomlings. You usually pull the mushroomlings right under the boss. They need to die on top of each other, and with the sparklings, you basically kite them a bit behind and kill them behind the boss. So that means the sparklings leave behind a purple glow here, and the mushroomlings leave a green one. If you did it right, you should see green ads on green, purple on purple. Although this actually doesn't look so good, I'm not sure if that's close enough to kill us. You basically have 2 sets of ads in each phase, as you can see here again. So new ads spawn, then pull the little mushrooms under the boss again, burn them down, handle the sparklings separately, and then we still have to take out that spore cap in the back. By the way, forgive me if I can't quite keep up with the other demon hunter here right now. That dude is quite a bit better. I just stepped in here with my Mythic Plus build and I'm just trying to do the boss. Yeah, with moderate success, 7th on the DPS meter. I'm actually pretty satisfied with that, but with the DH, yeah, we can't keep up. So in the end, you always kill the big ad, and then the small ones together with the right color. Then, when the boss reaches 100 energy, the bursting mushrooms spawn from the killed ads, and those need to be brought down, because if they explode, you'll die. So this one mushroom from the solo ad almost always goes off, but you can compensate for that pretty well with defensive cooldowns and a raid cooldown and so on. So that's actually not a problem. And that was basically the whole fight. Yeah, you also have these pustules here, you just heal through them, but basically you pull the boss to this mushroom here the first time, the one that's spawning again now, that's the big ad. The mushroomlings go underneath, you place the funglings somewhere else, and so you always make sure to kill all these ads together. That's one of the most important things in this fight. Everything has to go down properly so that they're stacked and the colors don't mix. So for a Mythic raid boss, the fight is relatively simple. Then you'll see that some players have these green circles around them. Those are the vines back there, and you just drop them at the edge of this boss area here. Just make sure they're not in the way. Also make sure that when you drop it, for example, if an AoE comes, they can sometimes overlap. You should make sure to use a defensive cooldown, because quite a few people died there. A fungling dies there. Fungling. The DK God mode. No. So the DK just used grip really well there. That was important. Oops. Yeah, too bad. I thought my AD was down. I missed that running out with it. I thought it was already dead. LOL. As we obviously saw, it wasn't, but the whole thing can still be saved at this point. I think we don't need to worry about that too much. And then, yeah, the game starts all over again. Pull a dev CD. Here we have a bursting mushroom now. We should still be able to take that one down. We don't want 2 going off at the same time. Then back into the dome here. Use a defensive cooldown. 1 mushroom is going off, and 2 people are dying. Also 2 healers. Well, at least one of them has an Ankh. And then you continue the game at the end. With the damage we have now, we would most likely have to do the ads 3 times. And then you're done. Ideally. I don't know how it is with groups that, I don't know, have insanely high damage. Whether they can manage to clear the whole thing even faster. Personally, I don't think so. So you'd really have to go all out here, and as you can see, a very, very useful class in this fight are Death Knights. Because they can always pull these little mushroom ads to the right spot, especially when they're not positioned well, just like here again. So another player dies there, but the next battle res is already used up. Magia. But as we can see, I don't think I can redeem myself in terms of damage. Here we have the only thing that can really be nasty here. Third is the fact that sometimes the ADS spawn extremely badly. At least I've seen in the random groups that sometimes the tanks start to struggle a bit, pulling the boss wildly back and forth, then the ads don't die, or they're in the wrong spot. So try to keep that somewhat under control. And then you should actually be pretty safe. In terms of damage, yeah, you can see it right now. I've uploaded more tries of this on my second channel. That also included the very first try, where we did a lot more damage than we did here. So this isn't exactly my best performance, to put it that way. But personally, I also think that timing as a demon hunter is really not easy. You really have to try every time to make sure you have your big damage ready at exactly the right moment. And bam. Come on, man. 10 and we wipe. But yeah, basically you've now seen how the whole fight works. The ads have become our downfall again. You should, I don't know, actually, with an item level of around 285, you should be able to beat the boss. A lot of people say for the DPS somehow that 100k DPS isn't enough. Whether that's really true, I have no idea. If you sometimes have some crazy guys with you, like the Demon Hunter or the Hunter, you can probably afford it at least. Press some buttons, writes Held DH. What did he do differently? But, well, you saw it in the end. That was the whole fight. There's not much more to it. It's actually quite doable with randoms. And, yeah, try your luck. As I said, there's some really, really good loot waiting for you. So, thanks for watching. See you in the next video. Have a wonderful time and take care.